Hi, I'm Ula. And seriously, what is? Father Mother Reloaded is a horror game directed by Chris Daril, with concept art from Chris Daril of Daril Arts. Calm down, Chris, you only made one game. You play as Jodie Foster from Silence of the Lambs, investigating the disappearance of a child in the 70s. In the process, you get stuck in a big Italian mansion and have to find your way out by solving clues and dumb puzzles and doing QuickTime events, while avoiding the scariest man with a sickle since 1953. Is it any good? Let's take a look. What first drew me to this game was the aesthetic. Just look at that cover art. Look at it! It's a great time for househead horror. The graphics look good for an indie game, and the characters act a little janky but still look very cool and menacing. The environments look great, although a little bit monotonous at times. Apparently the look and feel is inspired by a Japanese game called Clock Tower from 1 billion years ago, which again was inspired by an Italian movie from 1 bazillion years ago. Also, I have to mention the brilliant music which captures the mood perfectly and absolutely will make you shit your pants. Our adventure starts with a prologue where Professor McGonagall explains how she got the nickname Madame Svenska from the locals after living in Sweden for 30 years. Wait, what? Svenska means Swede in Swedish, but why would the Swedes call her that? If I moved to Hungary and lived there for 30 years, would they call me Mr. Hungarian? So after a bunch of gibberish, we go back in time to 1970s Italy, where we control Rosemary Reed. Just another normal Italian name. She is going to pose as a nurse to infiltrate the mansion of Dr. Richard Felton. If you're gonna give all your characters Silent Hill names, don't set your game in Italy. So yeah, she thinks someone or something in the mansion might tell her where the missing girl went. In classic survival horror fashion, the story is absolutely redinky-donk. It does the thing where baddies have superpowers that are clearly fucking magic, but then explains it away as a weird disease. You know, it's just one of those weird diseases that lets you control bugs. But while the story is like taking half a DVD disc of Silence of the Lambs glued to half a disc of Resident Evil for the original PlayStation and then playing it on the Roomba, at least it's interesting and plays with some fun themes when it tries to get deep. Themes of loss, body horror and sexual confusion combine nicely with imagery of religion, shame and revenge, which is pretty cool. If you can look past the dialogue, which is like trying to look past John Goodman doing naked squats in your living room while you're trying to watch TV. Now I know this genre isn't exactly known for its great dialogue.
It's me, Chris.
Is that you, Rebecca?
But it's really a shame here because the animation is okay and the mise-en-scène is good and the cinematography is interesting and the voice actors do a great job of conveying a lot of emotion. But the writing.
Do you believe in God, miss?
Well, it would be too easy, wouldn't it? I believe in people's willpower. Everything else is not God, but an aptitude or mankind's cruelty.
This is the kind of fairy tale I prefer at my age. When you're worn out from an incurable disease, you start having some doubts. Why is there so much life in such...
I'm pretty sure they just took the Italian script and Google translated it. Just look at this.
And yet you come back to Italy. Why?
Because I forgot. But I also forgot that I had promised to remember.
Tell me.
I see you are making breakfast. Yes. What is breakfast but a dinner in the morning? Is my first meal of the day already decided? Maybe. After all, You can choose what to eat for breakfast, but in the end, it will still be breakfast. Retired Fermented Lagers belongs to what I would call the Scooby-Doo kind of survival horror, where you spend most of your time hiding and running away from baddies whose ability to spot you vary from Helen Keller in space to an eagle wearing night vision goggles. What? There are some cool mechanics that help this kind of gameplay, like throwing things at the elderly, and unlike in real life, instead of getting depressed, looking in the mirror actually heals you. Unfortunately, there are also some things that make it very frustrating to play. Sound is very important in games like this, so that you have an idea where the baddies are. However, in this game they might sound like they are right behind you, even though they're all the way over at your mom's house. Turns out you're actually supposed to listen to the music, which gives off different cues to how close they are. But the game never teaches you that. The game fucking hates teaching you things actually. Just look at this tutorial, where they don't stop the time, and the text is so tiny that the only chance I'd have to read it would be to do a bunch of cocaine and glue my eyeballs to the screen. Keep calm, maintain a
What the fuck, Richard?
I don't mind the steep learning curve, but this is more of a wall. Since this horror mansion is made by Italian and not Japanese people, it isn't completely insane. Well, fuck. It's a little refreshing with a survival horror mansion where I don't have to collect dog heads to open a spider door or whatever. Not that the puzzles here are any less dumb. The game went to the puzzle school of pick up everything and smash it together until something happens. Okay, gotta get batteries. Okay, I'm just gonna borrow these, thank you. Oh, fuck. Okay, got the batteries. What? I had to steal batteries for that? Just push the shelf down or stand on a box, you— Honestly, I wouldn't mind checking every room 15 times for stuff, if it weren't for the goddamn walk speed. Take off your shoes, woman! And yes, I know there is a run button, but it does send the baddies flying towards you like a fucking heat-seeking missile. Remothered, Father's Toyota did get a lot of things right, but ultimately failed to live up to its beautiful presentation. That's not to say it's a bad game, it's actually pretty good for a studio's first, and I can't wait to see if they improve things in the newly announced sequel. Should you buy Remothered? Well, if you're a super cool hardcore gamer who thinks tutorials are for pussies,
with the glass ceiling broken, all the oppressed groups shall prosper, especially the most oppressed group of all, gamers.
Who enjoys cool settings and cheesy dialogue, then yeah, you're gonna love it. But if you're a shameless coward like me, who doesn't like the brutal difficulty and frustrating gameplay, then I'll say it's still pretty enjoyable actually, if you play it with an online walkthrough. So yeah, that's Remothered. Thanks for watching, and don't you fucking dare subscribe. Don't do it. I'm warning you. Don't do it! Don't! Don't you fucking— No! Don't. Please! I don't want to hurt you.